Hey, this is Eugene. Today I'm at Dundas Street West in an area I guess we call the Junction Triangle. We got two neighborhoods. We got the Junction. We got the Junction Triangle. They're kind of side by each. When I was growing up, the Junction Triangle was known for one thing and one thing only. It was the most polluted spot in the city. There were a paint factory or some paint factories, and there were some spills, and there was lead paint, and it was all over the news when I was growing up. I can't forget it. In this area, there's a footbridge that goes over the tracks. I've never crossed that footbridge. And in fact, until 1997, I didn't even know what was on the other side. I know what's on the other side now, but I'm going to take you across. We'll have a look at the tracks, and we'll do a little walk out to Lansdowne Avenue. Okay, we've got some stairs. Let's just stop here and have a look at where we're at. If we look back here, we can see Dundas Street. It's a pretty nice view of Dundas Street. And when we get to the top, we'll see the other direction. Let's continue on our way. I'm using a handrail here to make sure I don't trip while I'm holding the camera. I've never been a big fan of heights. Let's have a look at Dundas Street. I see a sign for a cafe down there. Caspar Cafe. Huh. Okay, there's a GO station here. For those who don't know, GO is Government of Ontario, and it's a fast way to get around, but you got to meet their schedule. So if you use the GO train to go to work, for instance, and you get the 6:05 and you miss it, well, you might have to wait a half an hour or so. That's just the way it's set up. So back in 1997, a date I mentioned earlier, I was it was a time when I was organizing art exhibitions with a group of other artists. We had done one the previous year called Circa or C. 1996, and we were looking to do another one. We were going to call Circa 1997, and these are exhibitions that had featured artists at various different stages of their career. There were some kids right out of school, and there were some senior artists like Ray Mead and Ronald Bluer involved. And the way we were organizing these shows was we would get all the artists together through various different processes, and about 2 months before the show, we decided on a date, and about 2 months before the show, we would start looking for space. And the reason why we did it that way is because landlords didn't want to deal with us for short-term rental until right close to the date. And the reason for that is that if they could get somebody to rent for the long term, that was obviously a better deal for them. But we had a good working relationship with a few landlords in the city because we had done a number of these shows and they were pretty successful in terms of being well organized and giving us an opportunity to exhibit in spaces that were not usually thought of as art spaces. This little train going by here is the Up Express. That's that Airport Express train. We've had it around for, I guess, a few years now. Pretty successful from all accounts. So, circa 1996, we had at Bathurst and Adelaide in a very interesting old building there. And in 97, it was looking like we weren't going to be able to find a space. And then someone talked to someone who knew someone who had something to do with a building that was going to be renovated, turned into lofts, and it was down in this area. And we ended up holding the exhibition circa 1997 in, I believe it was this building right here. And I understand that since we had the exhibition there, it's all been completely renovated, and I don't know if it's live work or what the situation is. But in 97, when I looked across the street here, it was, what do you call that? A brown lot or a brown field. It was space that you couldn't build on because of the long history of pollution. And I guess finally they got it cleaned up enough that they could build here. So the folks who are living here, hopefully they did a good job of it, because the folks who are living here are living on the site of some of the worst pollution in Toronto's history. Let's go down the stairs and continue along the street and see where it takes us. I've known this footbridge was here, my whole life, and I'm 63 and I've never walked across it before. It was about time, huh? I think so. I don't know how well on video you can see the key that's up there. That's a better view of it. It looks like it's made like a disco ball, but like a key. Those madcap artists are at it again. So this must be Wallace Avenue, if my memory serves me well. So we're continuing along Wallace Avenue, just crossing Perth. Neighborhood's well kept. Jeez, it's been so many years since I walked down here. I don't remember exactly what the feel, the vibe of the neighborhood was at that time. I like it now. Feels like a place might be cool to live in and around, Oh, there's an enticing lane. It's hard to turn down laneways. Maybe we'll take a walk down there on the way back. Also pretty interesting is that water tower up there. Maybe we need to see what that belongs to. Tom's Variety across the street. There aren't so many of those kinds of neighborhood variety stores like there used to be. It's Campbell Avenue. These guys seem to be doing something with cleaning the sewers or something like that. We'll check it out. It seems to me there's some other buildings around here that have been inhabited by artists. Once upon a time, I would have known where they all are, but these days, not so much, since I've been living in a house for quite some years now. But, you know, I did live in the old casket factory on Niagara Street, and I lived in a storefront on Ossington Avenue for a while. You could check out the video on that. Man, has that street ever changed? So once upon a time, this was a General Electric facility. You may or may not be able to see on the video the writing on the outside of it. Canada General Electric Company. Can I get a little closer? I think I can. And there's still activity here, but now it's a tower storage here, and I don't know what's in the other side. Maybe this is the artist building. I don't know. There's Thompson's Homeopathic Supplies over on this side. So we're starting to see some businesses. It's the office of the International Cinematographers Guild. I had no idea there even was such a thing. Poetry, drink, downtown, what's happening? Ossington Avenue, an evening of wine tasting, poetry, and passion. $50 a person, including 5 glasses of wine with the show. Oh, that's back in June. Old signs, old signs. Sounds like it would be quite a place. Hey, what's here? Let's have a quick look because, well, we can. And rediscovering and discovering is what this is all about. So it's parking in behind this building and its units here. Some kind of industry going on there. And here we have a lane, but I don't know if we can get out. Well, let's try. Let's go down the lane because really all lanes should be walked, I think. Because you never know what kind of laneway treasures you're going to see. For instance, this. It's sort of the frame is like a box. It's protecting some trees and buildings, and there's some beads in the front. Lovely piece. Don't know who it's by. There's another head over here. Oh, more artwork. You know, you go down laneways, you're almost always rewarded. Doesn't matter where you are. Oh, I almost tripped. That's the difficulty with filming and walking at the same time, is you can trip, and I don't want to break an ankle, so I try to be pretty careful. All kinds of construction going on here. I don't know what that's all about. Can I get out this lane? Is there a way out? We'll see. We'll see. It may end right up here, and if so, we'll make a retreat. But I think don't retreat till you hit the dead end. That should be the goal, right? I think we got to make some goals here about how we do these walks. It's not looking good, but there is still more laneway. Yes, it does go through. Bonus. The laneway has come through. Oh, there's a fun mural here. It looks like it's like a frog having hot peppers and a lizard and some kind of drink. And it must be advertising an establishment, which is Pepper's Food and Drink. I think it's been around here for some years now. And here we are at Lansdowne Avenue. So if you go down this way on Lansdowne Avenue, that's going to take you eventually to Queen Street. And don't know what happens further east on Wallace. Well, let's go. Let's go another block here on Wallace. See what's there. There's something about neighborhoods and the kind of vibe they exude. This neighborhood exudes a vibe that seems really comfortable for me. Like it's maybe because it feels like places I've lived in the past. Here's another one of these neighborhood convenience stores, Rosa and Joe's cigar store. They're hanging on. Good for them. I wish we had more small businesses like that within our residential communities. Okay, we have Joe here on the right and his dad's on the left. What was your dad's name?
Francesco.
Francesco. Okay, and how many years have you been here? Oh, 63. Okay, I was born in 1960 and I'm 63. That must mean that you've been here for 60 years.
That's right.
My God, that's a long time to be in one neighborhood, isn't it?
Long time.
That's great. Good for you, sir. Good for you. Well, thank you for letting me come in and say hello. This looked like it was a landmark here.
A lot of change in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
change.
It seems right now, it seems pretty nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
A lot of construction, a lot of new.
Yeah, a lot of new things, new people coming in.
People coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. The future looks bright. Anyway, thank you, sir. My name is Eugene. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I was just saying to my audience here that when I see a community store sticking it out today, you don't see so much.
Not too many.
And heck, I think the city should be proud of people like you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.